Hello, everyone, and welcome to Friday. It's almost the weekend time. This is your reading for Friday, March 15th. So we're going to take a look at what all messages want to come through from God, Spirit, the Divine. So also the videos for the second half of March are posting on the web or on the channel. So make sure that you check those out and hit the subscribe and notification if you want to be alerted as to when new ones post. And there's going to be a number of other special readings coming up, especially for the second half of the month. And as we get into eclipse season, I'm going to be doing some special different types of readings for the eclipse. So you'll want to check those out. All right, let's go ahead and dive in and see what all messages want to come through for you from the universe. All right, first we have our Four of Pentacles in reverse, the High Priestess in reverse, and then the Star. So our favorite Four of Pentacles in reverse coming out. So if you have been watching the channel for a while, you'll know that this card, this was maybe about 3 weeks ago, 3-4 weeks ago, this card was coming out like crazy. And so this is about being, it's like giving too much of yourself. So it has this generous type of energy, but it's almost like when it keeps coming out in the reverse, the way that I read it anyway, is it's this over giving of yourself. So remember, pentacles can be any type of resource. So it can be actual money, it can be your time, it can be your energy, it can be your attention. And so even though this is like a generous type of energy, it's more like you're giving and giving and giving, but you're not necessarily getting anything in return. So it's more of a situation of an imbalanced scenario or imbalanced relationship. The High Priestess in reverse is about having that sense that you're not being appreciated. So when both of these come out together, it's definitely that energy of you're giving and it's not really being acknowledged and it's not really being reciprocated. So it's kind of a sense of almost like spinning your wheels because of the fact that you're doing all of this, and where's the acknowledgement of it? Am I making any progress? Does this actually even matter? But then the Star card here, this is that optimism and hopes for the future. So you're doing this hoping to set the stage for a better future, like a better outcome, a better scenario. So if for example, if you've been having some problems at work lately, it's like you're just putting more and more time and energy in, and you're going, is anybody really even noticing this? Like, am I getting anywhere? So the Star card is that optimism, like you're doing it because you're hoping you're going to get somewhere, but also it does have this element of recognition to it too. She's the first place winner in the pie making contest. So it is hinting at there's going to be acknowledgement of your efforts. There's going to be acknowledgement of all of this hard work, and that it is coming in, that it's not just one-sided forever. You may not have seen the immediate appreciation and support, but it looks like it's there. But we'll dig in sign grouping by sign grouping. And remember, before we jump into the individual signs, as always, take only what resonates. And if the situation as I'm going through it is not matching up with what your experience is, don't try to force it on there. It could just be that this message happens to not resonate. So I'm curious, in terms of, especially with this Four of Pentacles in reverse card, comment down below, have you seen the other videos where this kept coming out, and did that resonate with you? So I'm curious to see if other people had seen that long stretch of videos there. But for today, let's start with our fire signs. That will be our Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and what specific messages are coming out for you. We have the Tower. So that's something, especially when you look at the blues in here and the Tower, that there's something about whatever situation that you just keep pouring more and more time or energy or money into is a situation that really isn't maybe needing your attention or shouldn't be getting that much attention. Like something needs to change there because it really is just one-sided. So if you're watching this, you know, we did say in the initial part that these aren't going unnoticed, like, because this is that hope and that optimism for the future. That doesn't necessarily mean that everything has to pan out with whatever you are pouring your energy into, because sometimes the Tower is that victory, that it is that success. It is snapping you out of whatever that rut was where you just kept giving and giving and giving and giving. So the Tower, even though it has that sense of everything's crashing down around you, it's in order to build you up. So if you had an old dilapidated house and you wanted to build your new dream house, you can't build it around this dilapidated structure. You have to tear the structure down and you have to start fresh. And so that's what the Tower is. It's that, you know, weaving it in there. The Tower for you, Aries, Leo, Sag, is that optimism that, okay, I'm done. I'm done spinning my wheels and something is changing. All right. And it also has that sense of moving into a situation where you are being appreciated, where your efforts do get noticed. They do get seen. It doesn't just go by the wayside. All right. Confidence is your key to success. So with that, with the Tower, acknowledge that part of this whole lessons on Earth, like during this incarnation, is acknowledging that things come and go in waves. There's, you know, that, like that bird song, turn, 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 you know, there's a time to every purpose, and seasons will turn, you know, towers will come and go, and it's learning lessons and moving on. If you've never had a Tower moment in your whole life, to some extent, does that mean that you're not actually learning lessons? Like you're not moving forward, because nothing is ever allowed to change. Oh, well, we had 3 come out. One step ahead is all you need. What do you really want? And get back to elemental. So those were the ones that jumped out. So in terms of making changes in your life, one step is all you need. That, you know, take that first step to making whatever change. If this Tower is happening, maybe in the past you've resisted the Tower, and this step is, I'm just going to let it happen. And what do you really want? So what is it that you really want out of life? Because I'm sure you don't want a situation where you're giving and giving and giving, and you're not recognized for what you do, and you're kind of feeling like unloved, uncreative. You know, it's just like, great, I'm doing all this for what? So nobody wakes up in the morning and says, hey, I hope people really overlook me today. So what is it that you really want? If you want to be in a more balanced state, you know, this is that get back to elemental. Get back to the basics. What is it that you really want? What would make you feel fulfilled? What would make you feel happy? And presumably, oh my gosh, my shuffling is terrible today. Presumably, whatever this situation is not it. So acknowledge that the Tower is coming and get back to being grounded and meditating. And this is how you're going to make it through this Tower, is back to the elemental part. You know, so that is that part. And let's pull, this is one of those, what's the name of this? Like sea messages or something? Courageous. May each breaking wave build your courage. So courage in the face of the Tower, and looking at it and saying, okay, there is a lesson here, and this is building me up for something better. We're tearing down the old dilapidated structure so that we can build this beautiful new home, build this beautiful new structure in its place. All right, so that was our message for our fire signs. That was our Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Now we are on to our earth signs. That is going to be our earth signs will be our Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So let's go there and see what all messages are coming out. The moon. And it's interesting because as I was shuffling and the cards started to flip up just a little bit, it was before I had said earth signs, but I always go in the same in the same sort of order. It's just, where do I start? The moon was the card that was showing there too. So the moon is about about lies and trickery and illusion. And so it can be the lies that you're telling yourself. It can be the lies you're telling other people. It can be the lies that other people are telling you. But it is what is happening in the dark of night. What illusions do you need to see through? And if there's this energy, this, giving, not being appreciated, not being acknowledged, feeling unloved, what is the lie that you're telling yourself about that? Is the lie that you're telling yourself, hey, if I just keep doing this a little bit longer, it's going to get better? If that's what you've been telling yourself, acknowledging that that's not the case, that, you can't just keep doing the same thing and hoping to get different results. If you want to move into the energy of the star, you're going to have to move past some of these illusions. So also with the moon card, knowing that we do have the lunar eclipse is coming up on the 25th. It could be from a timing perspective, there's some energy that leads up to that. Looking at maybe from a timing standpoint, you're going to see shifts around the eclipse time. And the interesting thing with the eclipse, it has the energy of a full moon and a new moon all at the same time, because you go from full moon, which is ending cycles, wrapping things up, and then immediately you're in a new moon, which is, planting seeds for a better future, better tomorrow, and then immediately back to the full moon where you're wrapping things up. So it's like you have overlapping energies there. And maybe this hope and optimism for the future, if this is a relationship for you, kind of that sense of, okay, one of them has to go away, the one that you're dumping all this energy into, that nothing's happening, but that you have this optimism because there's something else, right there to take its place, to fill that. So, all right, that was too many cards flipping to fold those. All right, let's shuffle these in and see what all other messages are coming through. Luck is on your side. So if you've been holding off because you feel like, oh my gosh, if I do something, how's it going to go? Is it going to be good? Is it going to be bad? I don't know. Luck is on your side. So things are going to go well for you. And it's just a matter of having that courage and confidence to say, okay, no more illusions. Let's not do this, what's happening by the dark of night, type of thing. All right. Collaboration of souls. So something is coming in for you where you're going to have a chance to collaborate with somebody else on, maybe it's a new project. Maybe it's a, new way of life, new hobby. Maybe it is a new love interest that's coming in, and having a soul connection there where you feel like something, like it's lighting you up inside. So that seems to be coming on the horizons. And then we have magic. May you flow with the divine. And this is actually color-wise is kind of matching up with the luck part. So some of this is a matter of going with the flow. So especially if you're in a situation where you're just dumping so much time and money and effort into something, that's not necessarily going with the flow. That's saying, I don't like the way that things are. Rather than letting it run its course, I'm trying to influence the situation by overdoing it, by overinflating myself, or however you want to look at it. So let yourself flow with the divine. And actually here, looking at that, there's that moon in there again. So there's, the moon being the lies or the trickery, let some of that go and just let things flow the way they're supposed to. All right, now we are on to our water signs, which is our Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. So Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. What do we have for you? Justice. So this is about finding that balance coming in. And if you've been in this situation where you're feeling unloved and you're feeling like you're just giving and giving, that situation is going to be balancing out. Like you're finding, what is that justice? What is that fair point? What is the path that everybody, I don't know if wins is the right word, but it's not lopsided anymore. So It's not going to be that I'm giving so much of myself to make you happy, but I'm unhappy. It's like, okay, if me being unhappy is what it takes to make you happy, then maybe neither one of us should be in this relationship. But you have this balance that's coming in. And then a win-win outcome is forecast. So in this situation, it's not a matter of, okay, both of us are losing, but you're going to be moving into a sense of win-win. So having that optimism that, you know, that the tides will change, so to speak. So it looks like, because this one's full moon in Libra. And this is actually a Libra lunar eclipse that's coming up. So it looks like the justice might be coming in sooner rather than later. So it looks like for water signs in your situation, you have been giving and it's been overlooked until now, but realization will start to come in because there is a balance that's coming. There is a win-win. Fill your cup with sacred giggles. So this is that reminder to enjoy life, be happy, be playful, do something fun, go out and dance, go play out in nature, things like that. That one flipped. Faith. May trust steady your fears. But it's a matter of going out and enjoying life. Because again, this world is not supposed to be a prison sentence. This is supposed to be a learning opportunity. Forgive. May you let it be. And so this is almost kind of hinting at, you know, the other person didn't realize how much you were giving and how they weren't acknowledging it. And so that energy of, you know, forgive them and let things move on, to be able to bring that justice. And that's how you can get that win-win. So if you're going to be forgiving somebody, then, you know, let that go. Don't hold it over their heads. Kind of clean slate it and you'll get that win-win. So, all right, let's take a look at our last grouping, our air signs, which is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Let's see what we have for you. The Devil. So this is that devil energy that's going to be pushing in on you. And that is anything that is keeping you off of your life path. My goodness, the cards today. Okay. Well, the 3 that flipped, so I guess that's what we're going with, is it's time to release negativity, hold your vision, and work through your fears. So got some Scorpio here. You have Scorpio new moon, Scorpio full moon. So that's kind of going through a whole cycle there of, you know, with the new moon one is the work through your fears. So this is kind of acknowledging that, hey, there are some things that make me uneasy and I need to work through them. And then full moon in Scorpio, it's time to release the negativity, meaning, okay, now I've come full circle on that lesson. I've planted the seeds of how do I work through my fears. And then you're seeing that success. You're seeing that, okay, with some effort here, I can move through it. And in between there, we have holding your vision. So if you're trying to envision a happier future, you know, with somebody, for example, or with your job, but you're afraid, if you can start to work through that, hold your vision of where it is that you want to go and let that be what pushes you to release this negativity, let it flow through you and kind of, you know, turn your back on that devil energy, because this is going to be your fears. So your fears and your negativity, that's what's coming through. And it's a matter of how do you work through this so that you can be sitting in a happier state. So that is the message there. And that is for our Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, our air signs. And let's see what other messages are wanting to come through. We have light in the unexpected. So this is about, as you go through this journey, if you're especially if you're a light worker, as you go through this journey and you're working on how do you transmute these negative energies, these heavy energies, then it becomes incumbent upon you to shine your light to others and show them how you've been able to do it and kind of be that beacon, kind of be that guide. And whether that's starting your own YouTube channel and doing readings or, starting one-on-one counseling with people, or if it's just simply sharing your story with your friends. You know, you never know. Maybe your friends are struggling with something that you don't even know, but they see you and how you were able to overcome it, and that gives them hope for the future. And it says, powerful, may you be as potent as the ocean. And that really going along with that, you know, your message and sharing your light with the world and being able to help raise other people up and being a roadmap for them on how to overcome some of their struggles. So that was today's message. I hope that you found it helpful, but as always, take only what resonates and leave the rest behind. And as I mentioned, there's the other videos that are going to be posting, like the second half of the March videos. So make sure you check those out. And I wish you peace and joy along your journey. Until next time.